call the EMA meeting to order. Let's see, we have a set of minutes in front of us.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. This time we'll open up for public comment. Anybody here wishing to speak before the public? Seeing none, we'll move on and open up to the director's report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. First request is a subscription agreement with Regroup for a mass notification company. We used to have it years ago with Nitzel, and they pretty much quadrupled their amount, so we dropped them and didn't re-pick anybody up at the time. It's basically year by year, 16,000 for the first year and 11,000 each following year that we renew with them. I do have the money in my budget and just requesting approval for this agreement.
Motion to approve, I think this is important.
I'll second that.
Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Nays?
So you don't need a, we don't need a resolution, you buying that out of your line item?
Yes, correct. Yes, sir.
I love the way you think of it.
All right, next item is a boat bid that we're requesting to put out there. Likewise, we're using money within our own budget for this purchase also. This will be out of the Capital Projects Fund. We have made sure prior to going this route that that fund is capable of purchasing all the equipment for the 5 new engines that we're getting, and it will. We've tried other avenues with grants and things like that for this purchase and hasn't been successful. This is a major thing that we do. All of our past equipment were hand-me-downs from TWRA, etc. And most of the time you didn't know if it would start to go on a call down the water, you know, it was that bad. Most of them did stay in the maintenance shop or being worked on motorized wise or boat wise. So we're upping our hazmat side and our water rescue side to be credentialed with the state. So we're kind of doing them simultaneously. Even though we respond for the state, this actually gets us certified or will help us in that process. But that funding is there, and we would like to use this amount for this purchase.
Where is the funding coming from? Is it in your budget or?
Yes, sir, it's in the budget already.
Second.
Any discussion? I got one question. I
Yes.
saw 2 engines,
Yeah, I've seen the second, actually 2 boats.
like so it's 2 boats.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
So it's
I got it.
also a trailer.
They're a dual
Yeah.
package.
Oh, okay, so I saw the dual stack, so over and under kind of.
So this is not strictly just a boat.
No, it's a package
Gotcha.
deal.
Horsepower.
There's a picture of it.
What's
I
horsepower?
understand.
Yeah.
Horsepower.
But the way it was said, it was for a boat. I just want to make sure that.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's nice.
Great party, 40 wars.
I really am late to the party. Is this,
There's more than that.
is this replacing an existing boat or is this?
Yes.
How many boats you got now? That's all.
I have no idea.
Triton, we got a metal one, we got a bridge.
You have a lot of hand-me-down type boats.
3 were hand-me-downs, one was bought brand new from Cracker Barrel, I
You
believe.
got
Brian,
that.
Brian, you got that before my time.
How long ago was that?
Motion
Oh,
second.
God.
20 years?
Is that the same Triton that I
At least
drove?
15.
Yeah.
He is not,
Okay, yeah,
this one's got a dive platform on it too.
yeah, I saw
I
that.
don't know if any of you guys ever know, but.
Let me
it's
ask you,
kinda hard
is
to get
that,
out of the
I
water.
ain't making a fat joke, but 350 pound, is that enough?
Well, a whole Colton, no, but it would hold 2 skinny guys.
What I'm asking, does that need to be upgraded to a little bit heavier?
It won't go no heavier than that.
I got you.
That's pretty much how they built the standard. That's what, Landry said he just bought one. Chief Bear from London City's looking at getting one. They put us one, and we're trying to get our, like Director Cooper said, we're trying to get our classifications and qualifications done through EMA. And that'll put us up to a type 2 level, kind of match the hazmat. And that's pretty much what we have to have.
Well, do y'all have, I guess, the equipment for the hazmat for the dive team to be that rate, to be rated at a level 2?
We're working on the water, the hazmat we are, the water we're having to work on right now.
I got you.
And one of those items for hazmat is coming up next.
I got you. Okay.
So we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Too heavy going in here.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes, motion carried.
All right, next, along with the Hazardous Materials Preparedness Program, they have a grant we're wanting to apply for. It is a 80-20. The total is $50,000 and is for response capabilities with spectrometers for the team, which is required to be certified. The 20%, we do have that in our training fund, which some of it is going toward training. That will not expecting any payment from the county. We'll pay the 20% internal, which will be a little bit less, than probably 10,000, but probably less than that.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes, motion carries.
Next on the item is to adjust the salary lines within the department budget. This is an annual thing that I do with the county finance department after every budget cycle to make sure that everything lines up with the county. There were some lines that did not total up between the two. I did meet with finance department and we finally got everything equaled out line wise, and these are the adjustments that need to be made. This is non-recurring. And also put $62,500 back in the general fund.
Is it actually non-recurring though? Because I know we had issues.
Well, it's not
money last year.
reoccurring, but after this passes, it does need to be the status quo.
Right.
Yeah, so really, this is more appropriately marked as recurring, I think. I think we probably marked it incorrectly. This is where this gets kind of fuzzy. I mean, yes, it's recurring, but with the step plan and everything else, these numbers aren't like they used to be. They're not set in stone. They're always moving.
Fluid.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I still feel like the question of whether or not it should be marked as recurring is probably yes. I think it probably is recurring.
How are we
Yeah.
that much off?
So we had 2 or 3 different solutions that we were working on that was going to help us with the pay plan in terms of the amounts that we needed to budget and all the lines. It was not going to be Excel anymore. So when we tried Jazz HR, that was a failure. We tried ClearGov, that was a failure. So we went back to Excel, and we really had data back there from 2023. So we spent a good solid month trying to catch the roster up and get everything right. Them being one of the larger departments, I know the sheriff worked on theirs. We sent them what they had, and fortunately with them, we were able to get it worked out before the budget was done. We thought we had theirs worked out. He came in with some different numbers than what we had. And then through the process, we figured out, yeah, our numbers are wrong here. Maybe your number is wrong there. So we're now updating the roster. It's practically live. Every time a half sheet comes through, every time an employee gets dismissed, every time an employee gets promoted, the roster is being updated basically daily now, which it was not being done that way because it was going to be done that way, we thought, in Jazz HR. It was going to be done, we thought, that way in ClearGov. Neither one of those worked.
Was it a classification issue?
Some of it was classification issues, some of it was not having the correct people even on the roster. When you're talking about a group his size, you know, there were people that, some of them were definitely classification, some of them were probably maybe positions that we had listed as vacant that had been filled, or we still had John Smith on the roster. And John Smith, like I said, we were starting back from the 2023 rosters where we were starting from.
Yeah, because I pulled, when I asked for that information, I was noticing
Yes.
that there was people that were not classified correctly.
Yes,
Not only in this department, but other departments in the county.
yes.
People asking me questions, well, why am I still classified at this when I'm being paid that? So there's
Yes.
been a lot of communication and conversation in that area. of that,
Yeah.
So,
It's a working process. It's hard to, which if any department has any issues with how their people are classified, we definitely want them to come sit down. We have actually sent every one of those rosters out to the various departments to look at, to approve. So if there are issues out there, nobody's come back and told us about it.
You think you're current now?
We think we are, but again, it is possible we could hear from somebody tomorrow.
Sure.
You know, we're working on, you know, so right now we've given up on any outside solution. We've just surrendered
Yeah.
to the idea of an outside solution, and we've just said we're just going to have to track it in Excel, and we're going to have to stay on top of it. That those roles and duties have been assigned. We are going to look, we're in conversation with Skyward to see what they might be able to do for us. But again, even if we start doing something in Skyward, I'm going to insist that we continue to maintain it in Excel, because we've tried a couple times to go away from Excel and get it in something else, only to find out it doesn't work. Everything looks great when the salesman comes.
Yeah.
You know, it's not until you actually start trying to do it yourself that you realize it doesn't work.
I think it's paramount that we stay on top of that, because I'm thinking about open records requests. When someone files an open record
Yeah.
request, it's got to be accurate, right, Mike?
Well, I mean, we gotta give them what we got.
Right.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, it needs to be
Well,
accurate.
we want it to be right no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah, we want it to be right no matter what. And again, if any department head, we'll send out an email tomorrow.
Sure.
Here's a copy of your roster, and if you think there's anything wrong with your roster, I mean, we've been going through this process now for several months. Like I say, if there's still issues out there with the roster,
Yeah.
we're not aware of them. The sheriff made his corrections early on before we even finished the budget process. Joey's made his corrections.
Yeah.
I haven't been contacted by anybody else saying, hey, I got a problem with the way with the way a worker is classified on the roster, and we have sent them out to everybody for them to look at, approve. So if there are issues with the roster right now, we are not aware.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Question.
Any more discussion? There you go, Mr.
Question.
Barney.
Thank you, sir. You said you're gonna put some money back in the fund balance?
Yes, sir.
How much?
62,000.
Yeah. Question after.
All righty. Nothing else, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Yeah, since that carried, one remark that I will make for y'all, since he said what he said. The only reason I come after the fact is because I didn't see any of the proposed changes until after the fact.
Sure.
So I couldn't do anything prior to. So that left me doing it afterwards, but
And
I always meet with him
Yeah.
afterwards to make sure that mine aligns with his every year.
Sure.
yes, so again, let me be clear, that was not intended to be a negative.
No.
No, I wouldn't.
No,
Intend to be negative as well. It's just,
Yeah, it was, by the time we got the revised tape, we were waiting for the 4% adjustment, and from waiting, we got it go, and I'm trying to get a budget to you guys, I think by the 27th of May, if I remember the date correctly. We had precious little time to go through 900 employees and adjust them to the table. We did find out again that, we had some problems in the roster, so the roster's being updated daily. And we should be able to get together hopefully before, the budget is presented to you next year. We are figuring out, and I think we have figured out, the best way to deal with the step plan. Step plan's new for all of us. School system's been doing it for years. For us, we're still adapting, but I think we're there now.
All right, next, just to give a little informational purposes, I think this page right here, this next page is pretty cool. I'm gonna read it. Ideally, a firefighting team should have the following people, and it lists out the ones on those. Then it says, given the different roles in firefighting, an ideal number of firefighters to fight a fire is 10 or more. For smaller fire accidents, a leaner team is suitable, but for larger fire accidents, a team of 10 to 12 should be the minimum. Still, depending on the fire alarm level, the incident commander can order additional groups of firefighters. There's a gap between the ideal number of firefighters during fire versus the realistic number of respondents. There's also a gap in the ideal resources versus the available resources of firefighting. Usually the firefighters might do with the resources they have, but it is crucial to know the ideal number of firefighters responding to fire to gauge whether the response is going to be enough or not. So with that, if you look at the second page, NFPA puts out that standard number of people is 15. And then at the very bottom, general guidelines for first arriving the engine typically consists of 4 firefighters. Well, ours has 2. Full initial alarm assignments, 15 to 17, and that's just residential. Apartments and shopping malls is 26. High hazard buildings is 43. And that's pretty much everybody I got on shift right there is 43. Technically I have 44, but so if I have a high hazard building, which we have plenty of them out there, it would take everybody on shift.
Expand on that definition of a high hazard building. You talking about 4-story, 5-story, 3-story?
Well, not even that. It's cordon, but let's just say it's full of hazardous materials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a high hazard building
Okay.
fire. Could be a warehouse, could be,
Gotcha.
according on what kind of heat load is inside, fire load is inside that warehouse. So anyway, my whole thing of bringing this up is we always say we need people. So why is that? It's mainly on the firefighting side. Normally on the EMS side, we have enough between ambulance, rescue, and all that. What we lack is on the fire. Having enough people on a structure fire to be able to handle it per se, as they say, safely. So where most people have like 2 in, 2 out, 2 doing a ventilation, 2 doing an overhaul, whatever. Well, our little group of people does all that, just at different intervals. So it wears them out quicker. Plus, we're on that scene for like 3 hours or longer if we have a working fire. So that's 3 hours that station 5, 6, and 7 is out of service, the whole station. So if there's any calls in that area during those 3 hours, it's got to come from somewhere else. And then, as you know, most stations that we staff only have 2 people. So then there's 4 stations. If that station has 2 and not the 4, to get 12 on a scene, 10 to 12. So that's why you need more people. And that's why there's a push, you know, because technically per NFPA, 4 people to an engine is standard. Lebanon uses 4 to 3. I think 3 is their minimum. Mount Juliet, same way. All the other fire departments, normally, unless they're volunteer, are the same way. An engine company is 4. Like I said, sometimes they'll do 3. So that's my goal, is to put more than 2 people on an engine. That way, you know, you start off at the bottom, work your way up. That way you're not utilizing as many stations, and you're not utilizing more equipment for what should take less equipment.
To be more effective.
To be more effective and do it safely. So,
Well, even in there at my station, BJ's, if them 2 go out, where ambulance or fire,
Right.
there's nobody there.
correct. So
That's a
whatever
problem.
piece of equipment's
You know, you
there
think about it.
stays there and they can't go anywhere.
Right.
And even on those 4-man stations, the 2 on the ambulance are fighting fire, so now you don't have an ambulance in that zone either.
Right, yeah.
So what do we need to do to get this started to help to do that? By how many people? Yes, sir, go ahead.
I know we've talked about this before. What's the number? If we were to add 1 person per engine per shift total, how many would we have to hire?
You can use my numbers, you can use Colton's numbers.
I had,
Who?
I shouldn't have said that.
I had it on.
It's up there.
It's like 30?
Yeah, it's like 30 to 33 people to do that.
I think it was 33.
Yeah.
So in order just to add 1 body
700-something
per
thousand.
fire truck,
Times 3 shifts.
per shift, per station,
Yeah,
it's like 33 per
it's
shift.
33.
Right, per shift.
700,000
Or is that all?
per
That's
So
individual.
7 and 6, you're not gonna
Right.
get, you ain't gonna be able to staff at those stations because you got nowhere to sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, it
Right.
would be times 3. Yeah.
But just say
69.
30. Just,
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Because if you have 11 stations,
I think the budget numbers.
And then you
somewhere
need-
around 4 million.
3 shifts for each
recurring
station,
for me.
right?
That's.
So it's 33, isn't it? I don't know where I'm coming up.
You need to have
You're
sufficient,
saying 3%.
I'd be lying if I said that.
hey Lauren, another thing to think about is your backfill, because all those people are gonna have off, so you don't just hire to fill spots.
Right.
They have spares.
You gotta have spares.
Well, not only that, but I mean, how many stations do we have that have extra beds? I mean, seriously. Like-
All your bigger stations do.
2 of them.
Well, right, but like
Yeah.
6
Lakeview,
and 7
I mean, can you, right,
So it's just 2 stations.
Seven
it's
don't,
only
need-
2?
7 don't need ever be more than 2 people.
okay.
Maybe possibly, what do you think, there were 3? I don't think.
You ain't got nowhere to go. They ain't nowhere to sleep.
Yeah, you'll have
Yeah.
to
Well,
do
that's why I
something
was
with the
asking.
station, just like
Yeah.
Station 6. It's gonna stay with 2 people until it's relocated
Yeah.
to accommodate
You can go
4.
there.
And then that's when
Yeah,
put more people out there.
We're having to worry about something now, we didn't have to worry about 25, 30 years ago.
right,
I
yeah,
have a whole lot more ladies working for me now versus what we had 30 years ago.
okay,
And that's just adding 1, not 2.
Right,
right, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense,
You
yeah,
have to provide them accommodations.
yeah.
right,
So technically, that's just, say
yeah.
say
So-
65,
Yeah.
a low number. Ain't funny, but that's the real, you know.
Well, it's just not, we are running lower probably by around, Middle Tennessee Fire Chief's meeting last week. The bare minimum number you wanna see is 3 on engine. I mean, that's it. They're laughing at us right now for it too. Sure. They call, I mean, they laugh about it. They said their ambulance service running fire trucks is what they said, I think their exact words. But, with a big but, realistically, I don't ever see us be able to put, in mine in his time frame, where they'll put more than 3 on the engine. Because we just can't afford it. I don't think we'd be able to ever put 4 on per truck, but I think we could meet somewhere in the middle and put 3 per engine.
Yeah, I'd like to explore that.
I mean, financially, I don't think we could ever afford to put more.
I'd like to start at 3.
Yeah, 3 would be a blessing.
Yeah, because a priority thing for me, right, it is 3. And then we have a heavy rescue truck that runs out of Maddox Simpson. But the problem is, it's not staffed 24/7. So whoever's on the ambulance, well, most time it's whoever's on the engine. If the engine's not needed, then they get on the rescue truck, run interstate calls and things like that. Now, my plan is to have that as an all hazards truck that can go on swift water, hazmat, wrecks,
Like a
everything in between, because then you get points on ISO for it
Right.
when it's run 24/7. And if it goes on all those type of calls, then you got that extra help and or the stuff to do the job right there with the people that's on it. And not have to worry about this, that, and the other.
Right.
So that's my 2 primary goals right there. And that's the reasons, you know, that I have
Yeah.
for doing it.
I'd be curious as to, based on accommodations as they are right now in each station, as to how many stations you think that you could actually put a 3rd person in? Or, well, I guess it'll be a
All
5
of
person.
them, 2 probably.
Can you? Okay, so you can actually put an
Not
extra
station
bed
2, 2
someplace?
stations.
Right. So like 4, for example, you could actually put an extra bed in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there's
Okay, there's
an
floor
extra
space? Okay, that's what I'm
there,
asking,
yeah.
is floor space.
Station 7 and 6, you're only 2.
Okay, you definitely can't add an extra bed? Okay.
And
So how much
seven-
money you talking about, do 1 person per station?
Well, that was the question I asked, the number.
Pardon?
That was the question I'd ask, would be the number. What
73?
we need the number of bodies that you would have to have per.
Oh, hold on.
I've got all that, but it's in my other book, I didn't know.
That's too big a
confusing.
How about we
Numbers,
revisit
Is
that?
it, well, is it a decent number that we're
Just
talking
something
about
we definitely be looking at.
from
Yeah.
a salary perspective?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. I threw in 73,000, okay?
Say
And that
again?
would be 73,000, but that wouldn't be included benefits,
Benefits
right?
and
So we need to add another, oh
Well,
gosh.
generally about 20%, but that
Right.
doesn't even include insurance.
Right,
So, but just for now, just throw 20% on it and we'll worry about the insurance later.
okay. Okay, so it's 87.6 times, if we were gonna go for 33 people, let's just see what that looks like. That's 2.8 million.
Call it 3 million.
Per
Yeah,
shift.
so total
That's on the shift though.
Yeah, that's right.
That's 1 shift.
That's 1 shift. You
would be
gotta do-
33.
It's all 3 shifts.
It's
but
all
3
3
turns.
shifts. Cause you have 11
Oh, okay, yeah,
stations,
3.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Times 3 shifts.
Yeah.
So to add 1 extra person said 33 total people. It's okay, I was thinking the same thing. And I looked at Joey finally and was like, wait, where am I coming up with the extra 3? And I'm not. It's 33. Yeah, so you're talking about, well, it's 2,890,000 basically is what it is. So almost 2.9. To be able to do 33.
Call it 3 million recurring.
So, yeah. But, I mean, maybe we could start working on, you know, adding 3 or 6 each year.
That's the comment I'm getting ready to
Here and
make.
here.
He's saying we can't afford them, and Joey definitely needs them.
Right.
Definitely.
You know, if
Who's
we
saying?
can add, set a goal of adding so many per year and let the growth money, hopefully growth money can take care of some of that.
Start with
Some
the
of it.
busiest stations and add one
Sir?
there. Start with the busiest stations and add
Well,
one
that's
there.
mandatory, that's
Start-
what they gotta do. They gotta determine that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but if we could work into it. And we would just have to know going into each budget year that this is a priority. And it's the only way you're gonna get it done. Because we'd have to actually do, I don't know, some strategic planning.
Well, at the end of the day, it's
And
it's
we
the
did
revenue,
ahead.
finding where your revenue's gonna come from.
Well, yes.
Yeah, look, there's a lot to bite off in the future, like, you know, as we increase as we open more parts of the jail, we know we've got corrections officers to add. Obviously,
Right.
you know, these are not new problems. You know, in my opinion, growth is not gonna solve either one of these problems. That's just my opinion, and I hope to be proven wrong.
Are you talking tax increase then? At some point?
At some point, you're not gonna have any choice. Growth is not gonna solve it.
I mean, at the end of the day, our function as a government is to provide services. So the citizens just need to decide as to what level of service they want us to provide. If you want a high-quality service and you want, you know, an ambulance in your driveway in 10 minutes or a fire truck in your driveway in 10 minutes to save your house or save your people, and you need it done safely, then you've got to be prepared to pay for that. And you may not think about it right now, but you're going to be thinking about it when you have to dial 911. And you're sitting there and the seconds are, you know, clicking by, because it's scary. I'm sure, I don't know if everybody's had to call, I've had to call. And I mean, it's like time stops.
Like
So
what?
it's like time stops.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as you're sitting there in your driveway or your house waiting for the truck to show up, and you know they're coming, but
Now think about if you were a man on a house fire by yourself or just another guy and you wait for help to come from you. You're working 3 house fires in Lakeview at one time, they're coming from Cleveland.
Yeah.
I have been there.
You're talking,
yeah, right, yeah,
Think
but
about
that's,
that guy.
yeah, right, so that's just something I think that we need to start having these kind of conversations, not just here at commission, but, you know, with our citizens, as to what is your expectation? What kind of county do you wanna live in?
Mayor Jennings area, some of the people say they don't want a fire department, and
Yeah.
they'll tell you that, don't they?
just from a realistic point of view,
Yeah.
you're talking about, I mean, I know you guys all know this, you're talking about 582 square miles, I believe, is what Wilson County consists of. All right, so, given the location of the stations, and in some cases, I need to get 26 people
Right.
from God knows how far away,
You drain the county.
you know. And again, we all also know that most counties are all volunteers. I don't disagree with the statement as much as I know, you know, you probably find it offensive. I don't disagree with the statement completely that we are an ambulance service that does firefighting. Don't disagree with that statement completely. Is that ideal? No, but I mean, who are the other paid fire departments as far as counties are concerned?
Rutherford got it.
Williamson's going that way, the Cap's trying to go that way.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
They're all moving that way now.
Moving that way.
And Sumner, Sumner did.
Yes, I don't know if y'all knew this, but Glenville Elementary caught fire last night.
I saw that.
If that school would have actually been on fire, they would have emptied me out of the fire department in the county. That's 3 alarm fire. That would get done at every station.
Yeah.
They got it out quick. It was contained to the AC unit on top.
We were lucky, right? Because
We
I
were
think,
very lucky.
didn't somebody drive by and see the smoke?
Yes, they came by the station, knocked on the door. The
Yeah.
guys were right next door, of course. Got the fire out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can imagine that thing was rocking and rolling, what
Right.
we was emptied
In
out.
1974, Mount Dew High School burned.
Thankfully, they weren't out on another call.
No, they were at quarters. And usually Glenville's pretty busy now. It's one of our busiest engines. Actually, is the busiest engine, I believe, more in the county, correct?
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Joe, you got anything else?
No, sir. No, we're still working on Station 6. We're actually looking at different properties, I guess, if you will, here and there. because the school property definitely is not gonna work. I've already relayed that information to mayor's office and I think Chad. So we're looking elsewhere. I'm hoping that, 6 million from the state will probably cover some of the property. Cause what's needed is about 4 or 5 acres, something like that to accommodate what we had turned in for. So we're in the process of hit and miss on that, looking at different areas.
Right.
What's the cause for the school? Just the situation with the sewer?
Oh, no, just
Roads.
road egress, like going in and out to the station, you have to share with the kids, teachers, buses. There's no separate road.
Gotcha.
Because we tried to work on that early on and it couldn't be done. So the only way in and out is through the school to get back to it. And I said, oh, that ain't gonna work.
That's not good.
Don't need to run over those kids.
No, I said, that's too dangerous.
No, we don't want that.
Joe, since we're talking about it, so are you wanting to stay like double log cabin north? Or,
Yes, yeah. Well, my long-term goal, I mean, I'll tell you, I don't care, is yes, from double log cabin north. Cause I wanna cover, right now, we're like a little bit shy of covering down to the river.
right?
Like Cherokee and all that area is not pretty much in a zone, if you will. It's just outside. So I am kind of looking at double log cabin area as the primary location, but I am looking at other areas. Now, along with that, you know, down the road, I want a new headquarters, of course, everybody knows that. I haven't been shy about that. So my plan is to move 6 a little bit further north. That way it covers all that area from 70 to county line. The headquarters, I plan on putting anywhere between 70 and I-40. And then where I build the headquarters, there will be a station more or less in front of it at the road that will run calls. Well, the headquarters will be back behind that, all on one complex. So that way you have a station on either side of 109 north, well, yeah, north and south, that will cover that whole corridor. So that's my plan.
Yeah, because you've got, in your district, that large development on Bates Road. How many acres was it? 490
Yeah,
acres?
there's a lot going in, yeah, right in there.
A
so.
bunch.
Yeah.
So, some of these buildings, get on fire, they're too big to put out.
Sure.
I mean, you ain't got enough pumpers, you ain't got
Right.
enough water coming out of the house, you just can't put them out. Unless you can isolate them somewhere.
All right, is that all you got?
Yes, sir. Yes, you
All
are.
right. Well, I guess we got any old or new business? Guess we need one more motion.
Move adjourned.
Adjourned.